Hello, my name is Craig, and this is my STEM story. Well, it starts back when I was in school. In one of my classes, the teacher was going around the room and was asking all of us what we wanted to do after we were done with school. What was our career going to be? So I was 100% sure, because of my love of sports, I was going to be a famous athlete, probably an ice hockey player. So, and after we went around the whole room, the teacher kind of made some comments and started um, talking with me first and asked if I knew how many athletes were in the country and how many of those become professional athletes. And of course, at the time, I didn't know that. But I was told how it was a very small percentage, and seeing the numbers kind of made me, go like, wow, that's kind of crazy. I thought it was much more than that. And the teacher asked me what my backup plan was, and I had no answer whatsoever. So through this class and I guess just my dealings with the teacher, we had some discussions about things that I like to do. And I was asked, well, when I'm not playing sports or doing video games, what am I doing? And I really liked puzzles. I really liked putting things together. I really liked solving puzzles. And so we talked about that a little more. And I was always, interested in science. I thought science was like super cool. How the planets rotated around the sun, how, the sunlight could travel through light waves, how sound traveled in sound waves. All those different aspects of science were very interesting. And so the teacher said, hey, why don't you try going to the science club? You might like it. And at first, I really didn't think that was going to be a good idea. It was something that I've never did before, but I figured I would give it a try. So I learned a lot of stuff, and I got to meet a lot of other teachers and students that had, interest in science and learning more about science as you would move through school, into college, and then into your career. And one of the cool things I found out was I took part in this physics event that was called Conqueror of the Hill. And it was really like a sporting event where you had to compete and you had to win. And it was like in a big auditorium, and it was really exciting. As I continued, to go through high school, I took part in that more and more. When I went into college, I actually started volunteering for the same program, this Conqueror of the Hill program, where I got to help out, try to teach some students about science, and I got to be a judge and do lots of aspects in the physics tournament. It was really fun to try to give back a little bit. And when I got into my electrical engineering career, I eventually took over this competition and helped come up with the challenges and instruct schools how they can partake in this. And it really kind of directed me from going from this total kind of dream world aspect, which I think is awesome. You got to have dreams, but try to put some realistic spin on it and look into something that was a little different than just my sporting aspect, but how I could really um, steer my education towards a specific goal and a specific task, and learning how to do something. And, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that teacher who just kind of questioned some of my thoughts and asked me to go check out a science club. So yeah, that's my story that kind of led me to a student to learning more about engineering and science and becoming an electrical engineer. And now I work with coming up with new products and new inventions. And it's really cool, and it's really challenging, and it's really fun. So my advice and challenge to all of you is to try to think out of the box a little bit. Try something a little different, because it could be fun, and you can learn something about yourself and really learn something about others and about the world.